Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here to break down the 3-game NBA main slate here on Tuesday. A couple things before we get in the video. We're closing in on 1.8 thousand subscribers now. That's just crazy to think about. Thank you guys all so much for all the support. Two, if you're new to the channel, we're doing a weekly giveaway where all you have to do is leave a like and a comment in the video. It's one entry in the giveaway. Max one comment per video. It starts with my Monday Night Showdown, a video that I uploaded yesterday. It goes throughout the week, and we'll end my Monday Night Showdown video at the end of the week. So however many videos up for the week, enter the giveaway that many times. So I have 10 videos up for the week, enter the giveaway 10 times. The winner receives $20 PayPal from myself. With that out of the way, let's jump into the videos. First, let's look back to see how we're doing Monday night. Monday night, I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty frustrated. So this is my final lineup here. Lonzo Ball, Steph Curry, Marcus Morris, Marquise Chris, Jahlil Okafor, Harden, Brandon Ingram, and Josh Hart. So first, we'll talk about the Marquise Chris situation. Didn't end up starting. I honestly wasn't too worried, though. I really thought we were going to get 15 to 20 minutes out of Chris and kind of the same out of Spellman. Spellman was solid, got more run, and Chris got 9 minutes, right? So sometimes in DFS, you just unpredictable stuff happens, right? He played like mid-20s minutes in that last game, Marquise Chris, with no Kevon Looney. So I really thought we'd get 15 to 20. I thought it was at least. He played 9 minutes, so yeah, it's pretty frustrating, right? He was high owned for a reason. A lot of people are on him. Looking back on it, I think I made a mistake not pivoting to Kenrich Williams once he was announced not starting. I think that was a process mistake on my part. So yeah, like I said, once he was not starting, I was a little worried about the minutes, but man, I really thought 15 to 20. So yeah, it's kind of frustrating, but that stuff like that will happen in DFS. Like I talked about with Alfred Payton, right? My tweet, I was like, you guys know this is David Fizdale as his coach. I know he got injured late, but he still wasn't on pace to play big minutes. And then the second frustrating part here was Golden State and the Pelicans. I know the score made it kind of look close, but all the starters got pulled like 6 minutes left. Now, some might say, oh, 6 minutes isn't a whole lot. Well, yeah, in this game it was. You guys saw how fast-paced that game was going. If we got another 6 minutes out of Lonzo, Steph, Ingram, Josh Hart, I think it could have been a very big night. So looks like, again, probably going to just fall out of the cash. It's frustrating for sure. Harden was a guy. It was close with him and Westbrook for me. I leaned towards Harden because I knew Westbrook was going to be higher owned. Harden was pretty solid. 57 fantasy points, not bad at all. Ingram was really good, obviously. Hart was solid for his price. Okafor, he was okay. I knew he was going to play huge minutes. Marcus Morris, a little disappointing. I feel like I can never get Marcus Morris right. When I fade him, he just like is super aggressive and nails all shots. When I play him, he's bad. But yeah, I mean, I'm cashing in like 50-50s and head-to-heads been the tournaments. I don't think I'm going to make it again. I think just falling out here. So it's frustrating, right? But that's DFS for you sometimes. So let's see if we can get back on track here for this 3-game slate. Here we go. So we got a pretty interesting 3-game slate here. Let's look over the over-unders and the spreads before getting the prices. So Atlanta, Miami sitting at 224.5 with Miami favored by 8. Dallas and Denver sitting at 216 with Denver favored by 6. Memphis, LA at 220 with the Lakers favored by 12 points. So there's obviously a little bit of blow risk here. But yeah, that's it. So let's jump into the prices. At the top here, Anthony Davis. I love him, right? This is not the same Memphis team as in the past. I'll keep saying that. Like, they're not a great defensive team this year. They play at a fast pace. So really like Anthony Davis. The only concern is the blowout risk. I guess Anthony Davis had a little issue with his shoulder too, but he's good to go. So that's, I guess, something to keep an eye on. But yeah, like I said, if this game stays close, I think Anthony Davis could have a huge game. So I really like him as a spend up. The concern is the blowout risk. Now Jokic here at 10K. I love the matchup for him. The concern with him is it's a back-to-back. So we'll see how many minutes he plays tonight. That game's currently going on right now. But yeah, the matchup's really good. Like Maxi Kleber can't stay with them. I don't think they're going to even try Porzingis on him. Dwight Powell might be back. But really, anyone Dallas just to throw on, I think Jokic should have his way. So yes, obviously as a spend up, I do like Jokic. He's got triple-double upside every single time he takes the court. Now Porzingis, I was a little off of him because of the minutes, but he played 34 minutes that last game. So if the minutes can be in the mid-30s, then yes, I love this price for Porzingis. The matchup, not necessarily the best against Denver, but I do like the price tag a lot on him. He's a guy that will get you some blocks, some steals, right? 5 blocks in this one game, two blocks in another game. So he does have that upside. And yes, if he's going to play mid-30s minutes, I really like the price there on Porzingis. John Collins at 7.3K, definitely viable. This is a little bit better matchup here against Miami. So yes, I think he's very much in play, kind of in the mid-tier. Bam, really like him. I've been all over Bam this season. The price is not moving up on him enough, too. Still 7K. He's a guy that will get you some blocks, some steals. Should play 30 to 35 minutes in a pretty solid matchup. Bigs against Atlanta, that's something we want to target. So, yes, I do like Bam a good amount here at 7K. Jaren Jackson Jr., you know the risk. The upside's high, but again, he's always in foul trouble. Fouled out that last game in 24 minutes. So, if he can stay out of foul trouble, yes, I do like that price tag in him. So, this is a smaller slate. I'm probably going to stick to GPPs. So, that's why, I could definitely take a shot on Jaren Jackson Jr. here. I know the risk, but we know the upside's high. Now, Jonas Valanciunas is interesting. I don't think the minutes restriction is lifted yet. He only played 20 in that last game, but put up 44 fantasy points in 20 minutes. So, we'll see what they say about his minutes limit. If it gets boosted to like 25, then yes, I would target Jonas Valanciunas at 25 minutes at 6.3K. So, that's the situation we have to monitor. For sure. Dwight Powell, again, currently listed as questionable. He went through a full practice. So we'll see. If he's good to go, I don't know if I would play him just because the hamstring injury would worry me, but they might need him out there to guard Jokic. Millsap at 5.4K is just fair. I think he's safe. Doesn't have huge upside. I kind of looked at him when Jokic is out, but if Jokic playing, he kind of takes a back seat. Brandon Clark at 5.1K. I liked him at, I think it was 3.8K that last, 3.9K. They bumped up his price to 5.1. I think it's fair right now. Probably going to play 25 minutes. He's a guy that will get you some blocks and steals and putbacks. So I think he's priced fairly. Now, Dwight Howard at 5K. The price is creeping up on him, but still, he's a guy that can get you a limited time. He's not going to play huge minutes, probably around 20. But yes, like I said, blocks, steals, putbacks. So I think the price is pretty solid here on Dwight. Alex Len at 4.3K. I think it's okay. He's a guy that seems to always be in foul trouble too. If he can stay out of foul trouble, we do know the upside's there in him. So again, another guy that is kind of risky, but the price tag makes him in play. 4.3K, I think that's a pretty solid price for him. Kelly Olynyk currently listed as questionable. Looks like he's probable. The concern was he was playing like mid-20s minutes, and then he only played 13 that last game. So I don't think the minutes are necessarily secure, so that does worry me with Kelly O. Now, JaVale McGee, another guy. Not going to play huge minutes, probably 15, maybe 20 at most, but he's a guy that can get you there in limited time. And at 3.8K, I do kind of like the price on him. Maxi Kleber, we'll see here at 3.7. If Dwight Powell is active, that obviously would be a hit to him. If Dwight Powell doesn't play, I think Kleber's going to have to play some decent minutes. Maybe they could always throw Boban and Jokic too. But Kleber at 3.7K, I do kind of like that price if Dwight Powell misses. Mason Plumlee maybe plays a little extra, a few extra minutes here because it's the back-to-back, so maybe limit Jokic a little bit. But at 3.4K, he's the guy, again, can get you there in limited time, so he's another value play we can consider. Boban is interesting. I don't think he's played yet this season, but they might need him this game. Denver runs big. Maybe Dwight Powell misses and Kleber gets in foul trouble, then they're going to need Boban. So I think Boban is actually in play tonight at 3.1K. You could take a shot there. Obviously, there's risks. There's a slight chance he doesn't even play. But I think they might need him out here if Dwight Powell misses. So that's the situation we'll have to monitor. I wouldn't mind taking a shot there if you're making multiple lineups. Let's move on to power forward. So power forward, I already talked about these guys at the top. Most of these guys actually. Jay Crowder is interesting at 5.2K. I don't think he has huge upside, but the minutes have been pretty good for him. He's probably going to play 30 to 35 minutes. Kyle Anderson currently listed as questionable too. So if he misses, maybe that's a few extra minutes for Jay Crowder. Again, not a guy that has huge upside, but kind of like a PJ Tucker. If he's going to play big minutes, he can get you there in that time. So I think he's definitely in play in the mid-tier. DeAndre Hunter at 4.7K. The secondary Atlanta pieces I'm not super high on. It's kind of Trae Young and John Collins for me, and then maybe Alex Len, and that's kind of it, just because they kind of spread out the minutes pretty evenly for the rest of those guys. Jabari, I guess I don't hate at 4.2K. He's not probably going to play 20 minutes. He's viable as a cheap option. Again, I kind of like Maxi Kleber if Dwight Powell misses. Dorian Finney-Smith, another guy, a very low usage guy, but if he's going to play, close to 30 minutes, yeah, you got to consider him here. Let's see. I think that's kind of it. Yeah, so let's move on to small forward. So LeBron at the top here at 9.7K. Definitely viable. Again, the concern with the two studs here is the slight blowout risk. Do like LeBron. I do like that price tag. It's close with him and AD. I think I'm going to slightly lean towards AD at a similar price point, but definitely like both. Jimmy Butler at 7.7K. I do kind of like the price on him in a great matchup. Expected to make his debut, and Spoelstra said he's not going to ease him back into it. He's our guy, so I think Jimmy Butler plays pretty solid minutes. I think mid-30s, maybe a little bit more in a great matchup. So yes, I do like Jimmy Butler a good amount. He's a guy that will fill up the stat sheet. Justice Winslow at 6.9K, definitely don't mind him. I think I would prefer Jimmy Butler over him, but that doesn't mean Justice Winslow's out of play. He's been playing great with no Jimmy Butler. I still think he plays solid minutes in a good matchup. You could play both, too, if you want to. Personally, if you're going to make me choose between these two, I'm going to slightly lean towards Butler. I think the upside's a little bit higher, but you can definitely play both, too, if you want to, in the mid-range. Let's see. Other options, Will Barton's a guy that the minutes have kind of been up and down. If he's going to play close to 30 minutes, I don't like him. 20 minutes, not so much. So there's slight risk, but again, he's a guy that will be aggressive when he's out there. Danny Green, like the secondary pieces for the Lakers, at least the like Danny Green, Avery Bradley, KCP, I'm just never high on those guys because they're very scoring dependent, right? So if Danny Green's shot's not falling like this game, put up like 13 fantasy points. Now 4.4K doesn't have to do a whole lot, so don't hate him as a value play. You just got to knock down his shots to get you there. Other options, again, the Atlanta secondary pieces like Herter's kind of on a minutes limit. Bembry's okay. It's just no one plays big minutes besides Trae Young and John Collins. Cam Reddish at 3.3K, like he's been okay. He's been playing decent minutes. He's just hasn't really done much with it. He's kind of taking a back seat, right? It's kind of Trae Young and John Collins, and that's it. Duncan Robinson had a big game that last game, put up 30 fantasy points in 23 minutes. Don't think I could go back there just because Jimmy Butler's back. So I just don't think the minutes will be there for him. Let's see, other options, Torrey Craig here at minimum price. Another guy you can consider for sure. Like if you want to build a stars and scrubs approach, you're going to have to take some shots at some cheap guys. I think Torrey Craig, another guy that's not going to play huge minutes, probably 20 or so. But at the flat minimum price, he's definitely in play as a value play for sure. Courtney Lee, don't want to go there. Solomon Hill beginning run. He got run in that last game. That was 10-20. Okay, so he did get a little bit of run. Was solid too, so maybe, let's see. Jonas Valanciunas expected to be lifted from his minutes restriction in the coming games. Okay, so this is a situation we have to monitor. If Kyle Anderson misses, you could look to Solomon Hill. Normally, he's a pretty low usage guy, but he was solid there off the bench. And then the big news, too, is Jonas Valanciunas' minutes limit, right? If that's lifted, then I would love Jonas Valanciunas. So hopefully we get some clarity on that tomorrow. Doncic, there's not much to say about him. He's a triple-double basically every single game, right? He's got that upside. The matchup not necessarily the best, but he's playing huge minutes and fills up the stat sheet. I love that. I love him. So, yeah, you really can't go wrong there with Doncic. Jamal Murray, another guy that I just like the price tag on him. I think he's like $1,000 too cheap. The matchup's really good here against Dallas, 6.6K. We know the upside's pretty high on Jamal Murray, right? He's got like 50 fantasy point upside. So, do like him there for GPPs. Now, Kendrick Nunn's interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see who Jimmy Butler starts for. Is it going to be Tyler Hero or is it going to be Kendrick Nunn? If he starts for Hero, I think I would still definitely like Kendrick Nunn here at 6K. He's a guy that has really looked good here so far, and I think Spoelstra will keep him in the starting lineup. So if he continues to start, then yes, I do like Kendrick Nunn there a decent amount at 6K. DeLon Wright, the secondary pieces for Dallas, we can kind of up and down. The mitts are up and down. I just don't know if I want to take a shot there. Now, Hero at 4.9K, I still think he'll play decent minutes, not like mid-30s. I still think maybe 25 minutes or so at 4.9K in a decent matchup. If his shot's falling, he does have some upside, so I don't think he's out of play. A guy like Gary Harris at 4.8K, he's going to play big minutes, but he's just too scoring dependent. He doesn't really do a whole lot besides stay in the corner and shoot threes. He's in that same territory like Danny Green, Avery Bradley, like not guys I ever get super excited about for DFS, but on a short slate, you could go there. Dylan Dillon Brooks at 4.1K. Played big minutes. That game did go overtime. If Kyle Anderson misses again, he's another value guy that you got to consider for sure. Tim Hardaway Jr., the minutes haven't really been there. I'm playing 20 or so minutes, and another guy that's kind of scoring dependent, so not super high on him either. Malik Beasley's interesting here at 3.3K. The minutes have been kind of all over the place the first couple games, right? 13 the first game, 29 the second game. It's going to be interesting to see what his minutes are like tonight, and then see how it goes from there. If he plays mid-20s minutes again, then I think he's a solid value play. So we'll see what the minutes are like tonight currently. Let's see. Any other options here? I think that's kind of it. So let's move on to point guard. We're going to talk about these guys. Trae Young here at 9K. He's looked great so far this season. Had a pretty solid game, too, against Philly in a tough matchup. This matchup a little bit better against Miami. And at 9K, that's a very doable price tag. The concern is, it is a back-to-back, but Trae Young's young. And we have seen a lot of upside. So I do like the price on him a decent amount. John Morant currently listed as questionable, but I think he's going to be good to go with just ankle soreness. Now, he had a big game, 50 fantasy points. That game did go into overtime, though. I would like it if he was playing mid-30s minutes. He's probably only going to play 25, maybe 30 minutes. So that is the slight concern, right, at 7.1K. Again, I think I would like it more if he was playing mid-30s minutes. DRAGIC off the bench here at 5.7K. Probably going to play 25 or so minutes in a solid matchup. I think he's okay. I think I personally would lean towards Chris Dunn, but that doesn't mean Dragic's out of play. Jalen Brunson was a letdown. He's a value play. A lot of guys were on last game in 27 minutes, only put up 10 fantasy points. Again, these secondary Dallas pieces are just kind of hard to trust. Seth Curry, another one of those secondary pieces, has been okay. 20, 17, 25 minutes. Again, you could take a shot on him, right? It's a short slate. Don't hate it. Quinn Cook actually had a solid game there in 24 minutes, 28 fantasy points. So if Rondo misses again, you could give a look to Quinn Cook. Might get a little extra run too with if the game blows out. So I think Quinn Cook would be worth a shot if Rajon Rondo misses. Let's talk about Rondo too here. He's listed at 4.3K with that calf injury. If he's going to be good to go, no minutes limit, then I would love Rajon Rondo. But I think even if he's going to be back, they would limit his minutes. So that's a situation we will have to monitor for sure. And I think that's basically it. So, I think that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you have been enjoying the content so far, I would really appreciate it if you would like this video and subscribe. If you haven't, again, and you want to get entered in the giveaway, all you have to do is a like and a comment in the video. It's one entry in the giveaway. I will be live streaming probably 30 minutes before lock since this is a smaller slate on my YouTube channel, so be sure to check out the live stream. As well as it's important to follow me on Twitter because I will be giving my thoughts as we get more injury news throughout the day. And yeah, with that being said, thanks again for coming to check out the video, guys. I really appreciate it, and I will see you later.